But we live here. I'm Rob, my wife's Lisa, and we've got two of our youngest children that live over here with us in France. We'll tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll tell you some of the that we've had to deal with, some of the mind-numbingly boring and confusing bureaucracy.
Bon appétit!
It's all worth it to move to this stunning country. He said I was arrogant. Just been told all our chickens have escaped. It's next door's garden. But before any of that, roll intro. Bonjour les poux. Ça va? Avez-vous faim? D'accord.
À table. Bon appétit!
Good morning. From Département 16, La Charente, the northernmost tip of the southwest of France. Absolutely blown away by all the comments yesterday, and all the support and all the love and all of the loyalty. I don't know why you watch me doing stuff around France, but I appreciate it. Anyway, so for those of you that are new to the channel, and I know that 5 of you unsubscribed yesterday at my request, thank you, not that you're watching, but we live here. I'm Rob, my wife's Lisa, I'm 53 in February, Lisa's just turned 45, and we've got 2 of our youngest children that live over here with us in France. Robbie who's 10 and Angel who's 3, she'll be 4 in April. And we decided to take the plunge to retire in France, and our channel is about, well, a lot of it's boring, if I'm honest, but it's just to demonstrate everyday, day-to-day life. We'll tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll say it as it happens. We will air out our frustrations. We'll tell you some of the shit that we've had to deal with, some of the mind-numbingly boring and confusing bureaucracy and administration that's here in France. Everyone complains about it, not just the English, but it's all worth it. It's all worth it to move to this stunning country with a different pace of life. Once you've got used to the shop shutting at between 12 and 2, once you get used to the drink driving after 2 o'clock, being careful on the roads, I speak from experience as an ex-police officer. Obviously not in this country, but yeah, and once you get used to not being able to do any noisy outside work between 12 and 2, and everywhere's shut on a Sunday, and it's like going back to 1980s England, and it's superb. We wouldn't change it for the world. So welcome to you new subscribers. Should we go for a chop and a chat? Come on, let's do that. Wonder how long it'll be before the cats come. Anyway, Lisa hates this gilet, but yeah, I refuse to get rid of any of my English clothes until they've basically rotted off my body, and then I'll start buying French clothes. Sorry, some hens fighting. Anyway, so let's speed this up to a bit of music. Let's come back, we'll have a chat. So when I was editing the video that went out yesterday, Friday, because today's now Monday for you lot, Saturday for me, I realised that the usual tempo of me and my persona was a bit down, and I obviously kept it in because I do that, I keep everything in, and it was obviously around the amount of people that subscribe who actually watch, and it's only 14%, but those 14% are really, really loyal people, and they watch all the videos, which is absolutely fantastic. But for me, and if you're new to this channel, I was a detective inspector for the police, did 27 years in total, 25 years as a detective and 14 as a detective inspector. So I've got an inquiry mind. I don't like unsolved puzzles. I don't like unanswered questions. So that bewilders me why the vast majority of people that subscribe don't watch. And I believe that it damages the channel. But without harping on too much about it, I know where it comes from. And I have an issue with a lack of loyalty. And I know where it comes from. It comes from, well, one, I'm loyal to a fault, I believe. I might have obviously slipped up a few times, you know, with friends and friendships and stuff like that. And I'm actually a rubbish friend because I find it difficult to keep on top of contact and stuff like that. Anyway, before the police, I was in the army, and all I'm doing is just stacking one there. I was in the army. I got sent to Bosnia, and on one occasion, our camp came under effective enemy fire, and the two lads that were on stag at the time in the armoured personnel carrier with an SA-80 and a GPMG, a Gympie, general purpose machine gun at the end. Yeah, they took the majority of it. Yeah, they were fine. But I was off duty. So I went running out of the tent. Go away, you're gonna get hurt. And how you're meant to do it is you're meant to advance to contact in at least pairs. It's called pairs fire manoeuvre. So one lays down covering fire, try and keep the enemy's head down, whilst the other one advances. And it's called pepper potting. And so once you get to your place, you then lay down covering fire for the other person to advance. And the other person that was in the tent with me, he refused to get out of his sleeping bag and said that that's not what he signed up for. Yeah, it's made me annoyed again, isn't it? So I had to advance to contact by myself. What happened next was one of our guys was shot in the head. He survived, and he came running towards me, but I didn't know who he was. For as far as I was concerned, he was enemy approaching. So I made my weapon ready, and I took the safety catch off, and I raised it at his head. And I was that far away from shooting him in the head. And then I said, "Army, who goes there?" We didn't have a password system set up stupidly, and he told me who it was, and he was somebody from one of the Irish regiments. So that's why I've got an issue with loyalty, because I wasn't afforded loyalty by the soldier, and I use that expression in the loosest of terms, because he wasn't a soldier, he certainly wasn't a warrior, and that's why I have an issue with loyalty. So now you know, and now you understand. But the funny story about that soldier is that he was bleeding from the head profusely. So got his first field dressing and wrapped around his head, and he got sent off. But what the medics were saying, and army medics are normally really, really good. They were saying that what has happened is, as he's thrown himself to the floor to take cover, he's hit his head on the SUSAT sight, which is the telescopic sight, which I believe from memory is ×4 magnification. I'll have to Google that now. And they sent him away, but his head came up like a massive balloon. So that's not going, is it? I'm gonna, right. I know what to do. It came up like a massive balloon. So he went back to the medic, and they were adamant that it was this might work, it might not, my hands are freezing. That he just hit his head. Yeah, this is why I need a log splitter, innit? That's not going to work. I'll do it in a minute. So he said, there's something in my head, I can feel it. And if you don't take it out, I'm going to go back to my tent, I'm going to cut my head open, and I'm going to get whatever's in there out. Go away. And so they went, right, okay, right, you're obviously going to go and self-harm. Yes, so we'll take a look. So they sliced it open, and a 7.62 round fell out of his head. And what had happened was, it was a ricocheted round that obviously pinged off a load of other stuff before it got lodged in between his head and his helmet. And so he then polished that up and had it as a necklace. I'm not having much luck. There you go. So, not really a funny story. Yeah. Had a proper lazy day today. Shall I chop one more? Chop one more for content. Doesn't need chopping, but I'll chop it. So, Saturdays, we normally spend the morning in bed watching our telly and just catching up on YouTube channels. Anyway, whatever next is, don't know what it is. It's probably me doing that with my hands. So let's do that.
I've got somebody who's just popped by. Say hello, everyone, to Jean-Pierre. Bonjour, JP, ça va?
Please call me Jean-Pierre until you have earned my trust.
D'accord. Je suis désolé.
Pas de problème.
Jean-Pierre, I think it'd be helpful for the people who are watching this to know a little bit about you. Can you tell us?
I am French. I served in the Légion étrangère. I became a teacher. And now I help immigrants like you integrate into the French culture.
Excellent. So where should we start?
Can you pronounce this word?
Oh, the French word for squirrel? Écoile? Écoile? Écoile.
Oh la vache. Non. Écureuil.
Écureuil? That's a really difficult word for us English to say.
C'est ça. Parfait.
Jean-Pierre, can you say the English word crisps?
Creep.
Crisps.
Crips.
Chris?
Chris.
Ps. Ps. Crisps.
Crips.
No.
Je m'en fiche. I do not care. It is you that needs educating.
Same time next week?
Yes, your homework for next week is to learn the French motto. Au revoir.
Motto?
That's a good old JP. I'm going to have to do some research now into the French motto. I'm glad that the French have got a motto. Us English certainly don't, and I think we could benefit from one. Anyway, don't go away. It's not the end of the video. I'll see you tomorrow in the next part, but here's a view of the night time in the Charente. See you tomorrow. No way I'd have thought I needed those things about 3 years ago. Wellies, an axe, wood, and stuff for the horses. Anyway, good morning. I'm super excited because Colin from French Countryside Life, and the link is in the description, has just posted a video, which he hasn't done for about 6 weeks. It's all about he's moving house. So he's leaving his house. I don't know whether he's leaving France. I'm going to have to take a look at the video. I recommend you do the same. Loads of wonderful comments for Friday's video. Tons and tons and tons. Got one troll though. And I know what a lot of you say, just ignore the trolls. I said, but I'm not built that way. My flight or fight is always switched to fight. And that's what happens when you train somebody at 17 years old to go and kill people. You know, they don't untrain that out of you. Anyway, he said I was arrogant. I think there's a fine line between unapologetically honest and arrogant, and I'd like to think that I'm on this side. But anyway, it's lunchtime. Just let's do that.
I've heard the talk on the town. They say you're alone now. They say that you ain't sound. But I don't believe any of that. I've got a whole nother view. Yeah, I think there's a treasure waiting for someone to prove himself worthy or true. Yeah, like a dandelion, my love stuck roots for you. Like a dandelion, my love's gonna break right through those concrete floors and the soul-laid walls. Well, I've been made to part.
Right, so that dinner was lovely. That was many hours ago. Just been told all our chickens have escaped. It's next door's garden. Yeah, they're all in there. Right, that's not good. We've tried knocking, but there's no answer. Let's get these in. Right, they're in. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's -1 today. The air's still though. Yeah, the sun's coming out. It's quite nice. It's going to rain from Wednesday for 7 days, which is absolutely, it's heartbreaking because I hate the rain. Yeah, we're going to take the horses down to the bottom field. Apart from that, not got anything on today. So this part of the video is going to be quite short. But we were talking to Maria and Richard from A New Life in France with Maria and Richard Hall yesterday on WhatsApp. And it was a lovely conversation. And we were telling them about COVID, or we were talking to them about COVID, in particular hairstyles. Because Lisa was in charge of my hair back then. And she is good at a lot of things. Cutting hair is not one of them. So I basically had like a rectangle of hair on the top of my head that I just grew and grew and grew and turned it into like a little bit of a top knot. I'll show it now. And then once COVID stopped, we could go back. I then went the other way, started getting highlights and stuff like that, and grew my hair long. One particular haircut cost me £280. And the reason why that is, yeah, I am a tart, is it was £140 for the haircut, then £140 car park fee because I hadn't paid for the car park. Oh, sorry, Elisa's calling, and I'll carry on talking. But when I was having a look at the photographs to send to Richard, I came across this picture. and it's a picture of me driving an armoured personnel carrier. That was a few years ago. So it was a Father's Day present from Lisa, and we went to Leicester, I think it was, where she'd paid for me to have a driving one. Now I hadn't driven one for like 30 years, and it was run by civilians, which I was surprised about. It wasn't ex-army or anything like that, and I didn't tell him that I'd driven one before. And so we were driving around, and then he told me to reverse it in, of which I did, and then he said, "Do you know what? That's the smoothest drive in a 432 that I've ever had." And I said, "That's because I used to drive them for a living." I said, "And plus, I'm not under fire on this one." Come on, Wally. Ali. Good boy. Trusty. Come on, good boy. That's it. Anyway, so whatever next is, it's probably nothing. So let's do that. Yeah, some people have mentioned in the comments, and I might have even mentioned it in the past as well. But one of the huge reasons why I do this YouTube channel and just talk basically is that it's like a therapy for me, because it's something that I never used to do. I would never talk, just internalise everything. Put my big boy pants on, it's a bit far away. Put my big boy pants on, just lock that shit in. So probably over talk now, but yeah, it helps me. You have to be careful with this hay, because yeah, sometimes they have hunt weeds in the brambles, and it's not good for the horses. But yeah, if you'd have asked me at any point in my life, would I have horses or anything like the lifestyle that we've got now, and I said no, probably because I probably didn't want it. I don't like change, and so I'm used to living in new built houses on new estates, where you don't need to worry about anything, you know. So but now this is like, it's just a massive learning curve, and it's good to get out of your comfort zone, for sure. I'm just waffling on, aren't I? Because I've already said whatever next is, let's do that. And I just kept the camera rolling. But yeah, I appreciate everybody listening, everybody commenting. So don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up. That's what helps, because it tells YouTube that people are enjoying the content, and then it'll push it out to more people. And the more people that watch, yeah, the bigger the community that we grow. And horses love hay. I don't know why, because they also love grass as well. It's like the opposite to grass, isn't it? It's like dry. It's like muesli without milk. I come out with some rubbish. Oh, where am I going? Oh. The cat electrocuted itself before. and then ran away. I don't think it stopped running. Anyway, I mean it this time. Whatever next is, yeah, let's do that. Is that any good for shit?
Yeah, well, I'm not picking up the
All the sawdust.
yeah. It's just the poo.
So that's what next was me explaining about that, which comes in these little sachets. So it's a must if you've got a septic tank, fosse septique, as they call it in France, to treat it. So if you live in rural France, you won't be connected 99 times out of 100 to the main sewerage system. So you'll have a FOSS tank where all your waste goes into. So what this is it's an activator. So we put that one sachet a week down the toilet. We put some tissue paper down first, then pour the powder on top of it, because if you poured it without the tissue paper, it would just sit at the bottom of the toilet. And then that goes into the FOSS septic, and it helps with the bacterial breakdown of all the waste in there. And so that is about 5 months worth. That box probably costs you about €7 or €8. So that's a must if you're living in rural France with a septic tank. Anyway, I need to get some kerosene for the kerosene heater, so we need to go to Confluent, which is good because I haven't done this video. People. Cue slow-mo. Let's go from here to here. Meet Peggy Sue, everyone. That's what I've named her because she's pretty. And I started off by calling her Pegasus, then Peggy for short, then Peggy Sue. Pretty Peggy Sue. So tomorrow, these are getting done, getting changed for the garage doors that Royal We, that Darren's built for me. He's coming at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Laters.